How's it going, everyone? My name is True Underdog and I'm here today to talk about Kronika. Now, Kronika is the new main protagonist for MK11, the new big bad boss lady. And as stated by Ed Boon himself, she is also the final boss of the game. Whether it be the arcade ladder or the story mode, I imagine she's the final boss for both. Which begs the question, will she be playable in the actual game? I've heard good arguments from both sides, so I thought it would make a fun discussion today. But first, let's start with a little backstory about Kronika. Now, we don't know much about her yet, but we do know a few things, like how she controls time, and how she's also been watching every event in Earthrealm since the events of MK1, the very first Mortal Kombat game she's been watching. In fact, she even seems to state that she was happier with the original events of Armageddon. But after Raiden messed with the timeline, she isn't very pleased at all. In fact, according to the developer's own words, she is upset with Raiden for unbalancing Earthrealm in favor of good, which leads me to believe she'd prefer an equal amount of good and evil in the world. But Raiden is too busy spanking all the bad guys, because even though he is Dark Raiden this time around, he's not really a bad guy so much as he has a zero tolerance policy for villains. Basically, if you're a bad person of any kind, you get deaded. You're a final boss? Dead. Former Elder God who wants to abuse the Jinsei? Dead. In other words, Raiden is basically Batman if Batman didn't give a crap about killing people and wanted to clean up Gotham in a single night. Raiden is a god on a mission. He's gonna kill every bad person. You see these two people right here? About to get deaded. Or at least that's how Raiden looks for now. He still fights for the good guys, but does so mercilessly and without hesitation. And since he has Shinnok's amulet, the guy has been buffed to high hell. He is now officially god tier. He's far more powerful than before, and Kronika is intent on changing this outcome. How? By manipulating time to her will. We clearly see her freezing time in the story trailer itself, and even her minion Garrus can easily freeze time or even reverse it. So whatever powers Garrus has, it's likely Kronika has the same ones, only on steroids. In fact, it's my theory that Garrus is actually an extension of Kronika herself, meaning that she actually created him and then imbued him with her powers. And if you listen to the intro dialogues before the round starts, it's actually stated that Garrus cannot be killed, at least not permanently. And we even see this happen in one of his intros. He can just roll back the clock if you kill him. However, what if you killed Kronika? I'm guessing that would actually kill Garrus permanently, or at least release her control over him, since he does appear to be very subservient and likely a slave to her will. So as you can already tell, Kronika is clearly very powerful, which in my honest opinion makes it seem very likely that she'll be a boss character only, similar to Shao Kahn in MK9, because even though I would really enjoy playing her, I really think Garrus is meant to fill that role on the roster. I think he's meant to be the weaker and playable version of the final boss. However, there are some arguments against this theory, some of which are very solid in my opinion. For example, Shinnok was also the final boss in Mortal Kombat X, but you could still play as him on the roster, since after defeating him, he would transform into corrupted Shinnok, who felt a lot more familiar to Shao Kahn as a boss, both in power and level of cheapness. So perhaps Kronika has a final form similar to this as well. If that turns out to be the case, then she certainly could be a playable character. In fact, she could even be like Seth in Street Fighter 4, who has the exact same moves as his playable counterpart, but once he's in boss mode, they're a lot faster, do more damage, and so on. But honestly everyone, I'm not sure if Kronika being playable on the roster is a good idea, mainly due to the roster size itself. If you watch my prediction video, then you've seen how over half the roster has already been confirmed or leaked, with only a few character slots remaining. So if Kronika was in fact playable, then that means one less returning character that the fans would love to see come back. And I'm honestly not sure if that'll be better for this game in the long run. But who knows, perhaps Kronika will have her own secret slot on the roster, and in that case, playing her would be completely fine. But that's about it for my theories on Kronika. Thanks so much for watching and I hope you enjoyed. Please let me know if you think Kronika will be playable in the comments down below. And while you're down there, leave a like if you enjoyed the video, it helps my channel out a ton. Then why not keep that combo going by subscribing and ringing that bell. That way you never miss a future video. Make sure to come back next time, and as always, stay underdogs.